to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. Today is Tuesday, and for all of you who are watching live on the replay, this is a Tuesday you don't want to miss. Actually, no Tuesdays. So we invite you to get a pen, get some paper, or whatever you take notes on because the digital diva is in the house. Coach Terry Johnson online from everywhere, New York City, right here with us right now. And she's going to bring us another installment of some really good information that we need to take care of, that we need to use in our business. So as we just started this, we're going to let's learn and let's do.
Okay.
All right.
Are we ready?
So, yeah, TJ, take it away. Learn.
All right. So
yeah.
So are we ready? We ready for this discussion? And let me start by saying I wasn't going to talk about this. What can I call it? It's the latest marketing brand misstep or mistake or however you want to call it. So I was on Dr. Tati's show, Mediascope, and we talked about this company's rebrand. So we talked about it then. It was, over the weekend. No, it was Friday. We talked about it, and then I was like, I got it out my system. But then I saw some articles online. I saw some things. And then this morning when I woke up and I checked my email from people like Mark Schaefer has an article about it. So I said, okay, this is timely, because I was just like, it's just another Bud Light. Remember we talked about Bud Light and what they did, the March Madness fiasco with the actress, and we talked about it several times.
Yeah.
So this company, which I never think of, I don't think I've ever been in one of their restaurants, Cracker Barrel. Has everybody heard about the Cracker Barrel fiasco?
Well, I read about it. I think it was last week as well. Somebody wrote an article about it, and
yeah. So there's been talk of it. I believe it was August 19th they did the rebrand. I'm not sure of the dates because, like I said, I'd heard of the store. I heard what happened, and I was like, okay, another Bud Light. Somebody messed up. And then I saw a picture of the CEO of the Cracker Barrel company, and I was like, yep, there it is, Bud Light. So, all right, so we're going to talk about, that's why I call this Over a Barrel. So this is Cracker Barrel. If you haven't heard, Cracker Barrel decided to do a rebrand. And let's pull it up so we can see. If you haven't seen it, let me pull up one of the articles. Let's see. Which one do I want? This one. Let's do this. Okay, so I believe this is AP. I believe this is the AP article. Yes, this is AP. AP News. Cracker Barrel unveils a new logo as part of a wider rebranding efforts, sparking ire among some online. So this article was dated August 21st, but I believe the rebrand was released on the 19th of August. Again, I did not keep up with the exact dates because I was just like, another, I don't even know what, I have to figure out a name to call these things because I could even remember, I forgot what airline it was. We talked about a long time ago where they dragged the doctor off of the plane, and
yeah,
I don't remember the airline, but these things happen quite frequently. And what I mean, these things is the brand decides for a reason, and we will talk about Cracker Barrel's reason, that they need to judge things up. They need to rip the Band-Aid off, and they need a whole new change. I believe we even talked about it with Jaguar.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. They did one that was, they really went off the deep end. Okay, so here it is, Cracker Barrel. This is the new logo. This is a new logo, and let me see if I can find the old one. Here we go. So this is no, it doesn't show the old. Where's the old one? I think I have it somewhere. But the old one has an older man. I believe his name is Herschel. Here we go. I got it. Let me switch to this. This is Mark Schaefer's businessesgrow.com. So Mark posted he does an article on Mondays. His is Monday article. This is the original Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. Does everybody see that? I want to make sure I switch to the right tab.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on the top, there's the older gentleman sitting in a chair with his arm on a barrel, Cracker Barrel in brown. Below it, Old Country Store. That tells you what it is, pretty much. If you've never heard of Cracker Barrel, this is like, okay, there's a word old, there's a barrel. This is old, right? So here's the new rebrand, refresh, Cracker Barrel in black, and it's just a shape. I don't even know what to call that shape. That's just the shape. And they decided, they being Cracker Barrel, because they've noticed in the last 5 years that their sales have gone down. And actually, I think I have the numbers. Let me see. I think I had it in here. Oh, so they said traffic to Cracker, one of the articles, traffic to Cracker Barrel declined by 16% in the last 5 years. Oh, this is from Mark Schaefer's article, which I will put the link in a minute. But this is what he wrote. So I didn't go and investigate it because I kind of trust Mark. Like, he's been doing business like 30 years. He knows. I'm like, if he gives me a stat, a number, I'm going to go with it. So he says traffic to Cracker Barrel declined by 60% in the last 5 years. Something had to change for this brand, and fast. They wanted a refresh, and you can see this is what they decided: the new logo. And so what happened here? What happened here? What happened? They got a new CEO. I'm not sure how long she's been in the job. I did not check. But I mean, she's new as in young. And let me stop here and ask everybody, what do you think the demographic is for Cracker Barrel? Looking at the old logo.
Hey, Dr. Tachi.
Hey, Dr. Tati.
Dr. Tachi says she read Mark Schaefer's article today.
Okay,
So,
yeah, it came out this morning.
okay, so you were asking the question of what we thought about that?
What's the demographic of Cracker Barrel? Just based on the
Oh,
original, on the original, or what you know of the man Herschel with his arm on the barrel. What does that tell you?
we're talking to what are the ones before boomers? The
Silent.
silent generation and boomers.
Yes, just from what you know. Even if you haven't been in a Cracker Barrel, I don't think I have. We were talking about this, Dr. Tatcha and I. And I don't even remember. I don't even know. Yes, Mark's article. Yeah, Mark's a marketing professor at Rutgers. He's got, I think he's got like 30 something years of marketing and advertising experience. So I pretty much, what he says, I'm like, okay. But looking at this, old. The word is there, right, staring you smack dab in the face. Old. Right. So I want to make sure. Old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Old dependent. Yeah. Okay.
No, let's call it's old. We don't want to be PC. We want to old. It's okay to be old. Somebody that's old and young and in between, and that's why I talk about the generation. This is exactly why I talk about the generation, because we need to call it what it is. All right, so skews older. So sales are declining. They know, a company knows, a corporation knows That's why they have quarterly earning calls, because they have to look at the numbers, see if the profits are going. Because we have shareholders, they're gonna want return ROI on their money. Because I bought stock, I did X, Y, and Z. You got my money. I want a return. So they have to do things to generate sales. Now, if you're an old brand like Cracker Barrel, what do you do? Who do you want? Who do you want? If this is, let's say 60, I'm just, because I want a nice number. It might be 65, might be 70. No, let's go 65. What's the retirement age? I think it's 65 or 67.
No, they moved that up. So
69.
70.
Okay, 70. Let's go with I like round numbers. 70. You know your demo is 70. Your target audience is 70. Who do you want? Anybody that's younger than 70. Who's younger than 70? Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, right?
Right. And I would say also the audience would be people in the South.
Yes, that too. I saw a map. I don't know what I did with it. I saw a map of where the Cracker Barrels are. They're not in New York.
Yeah, Dr. Tachi said the demo was country folk.
Yes.
And then she said older country folk.
Yes, thank you for clarifying. Yep, older.
And then she says even the logo reads older, straight out of 1969, like the year they were founded.
Thank you. That's correct. 1969.
But around. Not the new logo. The new logo doesn't, it's just kind of blah. It doesn't represent their audience.
Because they got rid of the old, they got rid of the old man. That told me everything I needed to know when we discussed this on Mediascope. I was like, they want younger. And then I read some articles today that was, I think I went to Ad Age. I think I went to all the advertising sites, and they're still talking about it. And that was the thing. So this rebrand of this plain label, guess how much they spent on this rebranding effort? $700 million to make that, which I can make in Canva in 10 seconds.
Somebody need to get their money back.
Okay, so this overhaul was intended to modernize the 660 location change and attract younger customers. And I said that on Friday. But it sparked outrage among loyal patrons, ultimately forcing the company to revert to its traditional logo. So they went back to the old guy, and I'm going to call it, that's what he is. They went back to the old guy. Let me switch back to Mark. So now it went back to the original. So they just threw $700 million out the window. One. Go ahead.
Dr. Tachi says the new logo says ugly.
It does.
It really does. And as you pointed out, 700 million to do something you can do in Canva is not acceptable.
I could have had chat do that.
Look, okay. Anywho, the CEO, her name is Julie Massino.
Yes.
She's 52.
Yes. Young. And she doesn't look 52. She looks younger than that.
Well, she should. Okay, but seemingly 52, what are you now? You're just outside the boomers. So you should have read somebody should have been reading.
Gen X.
Somebody should have been reading the handwriting on the wall. Somebody should have been reading something. And was this a unilateral decision? Or, did she make the decision by herself? Or was there a team of people who all got together and agreed? There
Well,
was one.
there's always a team that advises the CEO, but ultimately it's her call. Just like I believe the CEO with Bud Light was a younger um woman,
Right.
and they got rid of her.
Well,
She cost Anheuser-Busch millions, billions of dollars.
so somebody, well, hopefully somebody was trying to tell her something. And either she didn't listen or they all got together and said, yeah, this is a great idea. They didn't even embellish it with, what is it? A border on the outside or something. It's just gold with the brown letters and no oomph, no nothing.
Um, there's also here. Let me switch to this. I'm not. We can play it. I don't know if YouTube will cut it out, but they usually cut things out. So this is Yahoo Finance. Cracker Barrel co-founder 93. The co-founder of Cracker Barrel. He's 93 years old. He blasts. They pay her $7 million a year. CEO's pitiful rebrand fail. Now let me see if I can get this to play.
Absolutely amazing. They can't miss at fixing whatever is wrong with the company.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of times that original plan just doesn't work, forcing the new CEO to either swallow their pride and adjust or dig in their heels at the expense of delivering prolonged poor results. The new CEO that acknowledges early mistakes and moves on for the good of shareholders is the one you should give a shot to and perhaps view less skeptically if the results turn the corner. The hard-headed new CEO is the one you don't want to see driving the car. I bring this all up in light of the Cracker Barrel debacle. Only time will tell what new CEO Julie Fells-Massino will end up being, but I will say this. Just the fact a former top CMO at Starbucks even brought this logo change to market in the current political climate is a red flag.
Okay, so he's talking about like the CEO's part of it, but this article in Finance, Yahoo Finance, I believe I saw a picture of the founder. He's not there. Okay, it's not there. Let me switch back to the logo. Actually, I have a video. Let's go to that.
Okay.
Let's go to that. So, can we see this? This is AP.
Yeah, we can see
Okay.
it.
Okay, so let me make sure the
You can
sound
make
is
it
up.
bigger if
Yeah,
you
let me see if I
want.
can make it.
Oh yeah, that's
That?
big.
Okay.
Yep.
We just have enjoyed it for so many years and are a little apprehensive about the changes they're wanting to make to it because we really like it just like it is. My first thought was why? I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's certainly not broke.
They are supposed to be taking out the old, I call it antique type decorations on the walls, which I'm very conservative and old, so I like those, and rather that they didn't.
Well, I don't like the changes. I mean, it's always been Cracker Barrel like it is, so I'd like for it to stay like it is.
We love the nostalgia and the old-timey, atmosphere to it. And don't see the point. To whoever's doing this, please leave it alone. We love the sign. We love the little man on the sign. We love the Cracker Barrel.
Like the young lady said today, the food's still going to be good and the service is still going to be good, whatever they do with the marketing. So I'm like, okay, sounds good to me.
Okay. Oh, let me
Yeah,
stop.
you're good.
Okay, stop sharing. Okay, so thank Dr. Saji. If I ran this through a word cloud generator where it pulls out how many the most popular word, they said old. That's why I said let's call it. They are calling it old. What was in that video talking to Cracker Barrel customers? Old people. Every shot was
Mm-hmm.
an old person. You heard old people. They called themselves old. They said old. They said, who asked for this? Which is the thing that we had talked about, Dr. Satya and I. Who asked for this? Why are you fixing it's not if it's not broken, don't fix it. All of that. And what happened is, and I believe I said this without, like I said, I didn't go into any detail. They didn't talk to the customer and ask them what they wanted. They
No,
figured they could just change things and the old customer would just stick with them.
right. So when you pull up, if this is like McDonald's getting rid of the golden arches and put some
Yep.
golden pyramids,
Yep.
we'd be like, wait a
Nike
minute.
got rid of the swoosh.
Yes.
I think they do something without the swoosh. They might have just did Nike. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying like the little iconic things.
So Dr. Chachi says, and these look exactly like the type of people who don't want any kind of change. Their living rooms look like Cracker Barrel.
That's what one of them said. They like the decor. They like the old stuff in there. Because I go into the old place because I'm old and I feel like I'm at home.
It's a place of sentimental value and remembrance for them. It brings, I remember when mom used to have that, or dad used to have this, and it's bringing them warm fuzzy memories. And then now you're gonna go in there like, okay, so like on Hoarders, they go in and try and take stuff from people who have held on to things, not because the things, yes, they might need to go away, but that person, there's an emotion attached to it.
Yes, there's a feeling. Yes.
And you can't just go snatch that away.
Right. And especially when they live in a world of AI and technology running amok so fast that grandkids, great grandkids all running around with devices and everything. So if they're in that world, they don't like that world. So they want to be in the world, like Fran says, they feel comfortable. What mom and dad did, it takes me back to my childhood. I feel safe. I feel safe. And Cracker Barrel took that away. Brought it back. They had to bring it back because of the outrage. And go ahead while you do. I think I want to bring up some numbers.
So I was reading another person who had wrote on this subject, Phil Cook. He said that there were some complaints about customer service and some things of that nature. But he said they might have should have done a refresh and not a rebrand. Which means that fix the customer service problem and leave because it wasn't the brand that was the problem. And then I'm reading this thing from adjusting the seat on your existing bike probably is faster, easier, and cheaper than buying a new one.
Ooh.
So fixing what was wrong is probably going to be better for you than trying to do the whole rebrand of the entire store. You're going to take out all of the stuff. Just fix the customer service issue and let's keep rolling.
Right. So one of the other articles I read, they said that they Cracker Barrel stock plummeted whenever this was a week or two ago. I think it's back up. Let me get to my stats because I have it here. So of course Cracker Barrel went back to the old country logo. Cracker Barrel says, we thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. Our new logo is going away and our old timer will remain. And also I forgot to mention this, that guy in the White House, he even chimed in because he's one of the old timers. So he weighed in. And the Cracker Barrel's stock went down, but it rose following the announcement from Cracker Barrel saying that it was coming back. I'm not sure what date they put it back, but the stock went up that day. And then Cracker Barrel says, at Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. Just like Fran said, that's what it is. That's what it is. So also the share of U.S. adults that had an unfavorable view of the brand rose from 10% on August 23rd to 25% on the 25th. Now it's back down to 12% on the 27th. So this was I think this was Ad Age or I think that was from Cheddar. The Cheddar article. So
it was a $700 million lesson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now they could have took a page from Coke, who tried to do new
New
Coke,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and people were like, "What are you talking about, new Coke?"
We talked about that, Dr. Touchin. That was one of the things about New Coat. Who asked for this? Nobody asked for this. Like I said on Mediascope and today, this is what happens because brands and corporations want to increase the profits. Nothing wrong with that. That's what a business is supposed to do. They don't do it the right way. They don't talk to the existing customers. They don't talk to the customers that they want. They didn't talk to Gen Z and millennials and Gen X and ask them a simple question. What could we do to bring you into the restaurant? Because they weren't coming in.
Well,
Only older people were coming in.
Well, if the people who they hired to create this brand would have not just decided to take the check and would have counseled or consulted with them properly, they understand Gen Z is not into fried foods, carbs, cheese, and all of that. Gen Z and below, they're all about healthy greens. They're watching their proteins and all kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, but my point is, if they had simply asked, they would have gotten those answers, and that would have saved them the $700 million. They would have had $700 million back in the bank account, but they didn't ask. They assumed. Same thing with Bud Light. But remember, what did Bud Light do? They alienated their core customer because they wanted Gen X, they already had Gen X. They wanted young millennial, and they wanted Gen Z without talking to them.
But
and they figure we have a younger CEO, we have a younger head of marketing, whatever she was, I forgot Bud Light. We have a younger person, so if they're young, they must know what to do, and that's not true. That's not true at all.
There are some people who don't want to live in a mansion. So stop trying to drag them from wherever they are to wherever you're trying to make them go. They don't want to be.
I'm good over here, so don't drag me over there.
And in both these instances, the persons that they're talking to had no interest over there. None. So, and you've talked about this before, and I've heard Dr. Tachi say it too. Why don't we take care of our existing core audience, the people that said they wanted what we're offering, and just keep talking to them and engaging with them? Just stay right there in that realm. Why are we?
You have to listen. You have to listen to your customer, and brands and companies don't do that. We could even talk about is it AMC? I forgot one of the theater chains that Dr. Tachi was talking about, and it has something to do with we were talking during the pandemic or something, and they were doing some crazy stuff to get people into the theater, but it wasn't working. See, they don't listen. They do what they want to do or what they think, and they assume. They don't listen. They don't listen. So if you talk to your core, what's the lesson for us? Talk to your customer. Oh, I'm thinking of adding a new product or service. What do you think? Where do you go to ask that? Social media. Why? Because everybody's there. And right now, everybody's eager to answer and chime in with their 2 cents. If you haven't been online on social media, on Threads is full of people who want to give their 2 cents, especially with what's going on over the weekend. They want their 2 cents. They want to be heard. So you want to hear what people have to say? Go to social media and ask a question and sit back and see what happens.
And that is almost like a free survey. You didn't even have to pay. Now, you might need to do a survey with your existing customers. Who knows?
Yeah, but see that, okay, if you do it with your existing customers, you should already have a pipeline to them called an email.
Right.
You should already have the email, so you simply send out an email.
Correct. But with the other people, you don't have to go to, like you said, go to social media Ask them the question, hey, we're thinking about doing XYZ. What do you think?
And
Nah, leave it alone.
see,
Why would you want to do that?
Cracker Barrel should have went to TikTok and did some cute TikToks and then asked.
Remember the time where people used to, they were changing their brand or something in the groups, and they would put up, which logo do you like, A, B, C, or D, and let people decide?
Yes, because people like to give their opinions, their 2 cents. Before social media, there was nobody listening to the people with the 2 cents. You watched a commercial or you watched a TV show at home and you yelled at the TV because there was nobody to talk to. You might have called the number for NBC or whoever, but they're not listening to you. Now we have social media. You can go online and say all the things that you want to say.
Right. And the focus groups are social media now. They're not, they're not the traditional where you put everybody in a room with a sample and let them drink whatever or what.
Right. The advertising agencies still do that to some extent if they want like they want specific data, they want a specific thing. But most of the time, I'm saying smaller. If you're a solopreneur or a 1 and 2 person shop, social media. Where do I go? Social media. I don't know what else to say. And if you ask, you'll find out. Also, here's another spot that people don't know to go to. You go to Amazon and look up the books that are on in your industry or in your topic and see the most popular books and look at the comments, because people will read the book and say, well, this was good, but you didn't answer XYZ, or I have this question, That's your chance to jump in, to talk to that person, say, hey, tell me more about it, or say, hey, I didn't know that this was a question within this niche. Let me go to social media and ask. It's not rocket science. It's all laid out. You got to want to pick up the pen. You got to want to pick up the flashlight. You got to want to pick up the tool. Most people don't. I mean, businesses don't want to do that. They want to do what they want to do.
Right. So they never asked the question of why their business lost 16%. No. Now that there are plenty of tools that will help you do that right now. And they could have dived into that, what made us take a 16% loss over the last 5 years. And it would have given them that. And then they could have, is it the food? Is it the da-da-da? Just like you said, doing it on a corporate level and then asking the people on social media. That right there could have saved them $700.
The most successful businesses, corporations have groups that do that. Biz dev, marketing, they're concerned about that kind of thing. They're always taking a temperature. The ones that don't care, Cracker Barrel didn't care, but they said, hey, the 93-year-old founder said, we need a whippersnapper in here as the CEO. We need a young gun, because young people know. And then, they put this CEO in and she makes the decision. This was boneheaded dumb to spend $700 million on that little square. That came back, whoever, if they did it in-house or out, I'm not sure. Whoever brought that to the table, to the meeting, she should have said, what the hell is this? We spent $700 million on this square?
Somebody else at the table should have been saying something too. All of y'all should have been at the table like, what's this?
Well, a lot of things in corporate world, in the boardroom, there's a lot of smart people and they don't say anything because it depends on the corporate culture. There may be a culture of keep your mouth shut, but they all know. They all know that. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going on
inside their boardroom
structure. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, because
I know what's going on with her.
She's right, and I'm like, wasn't there some older, more seasoned individuals that could have said, hey, you might want to...
That might have been said and she ignored it, or it might be a culture where they couldn't speak up freely. It might have been whispering in the back on the senior vice president level, or the whoever the management level below, like 2 levels below. They were talking about it. They were talking about it. There was talks, but the person that made the decision I'm just saying that their corporate culture might have been, it buck stops with me. I'm the one that gets to decide. I don't want to hear what you have to say. And that happens. It happens
Wow.
a lot. A lot of people in, say, not even senior management, junior management, good ideas. They have good things to say. They probably have said them before, and they try to go up to senior level management and they get stopped. So you learn to be quiet. That's the only thing I can say about this. Because if anybody who's a seasoned business person, CEO level, you come to me with this, and we spend what? Did we spend $50, or did we spend $700 million on that plain ugly? What is the ugly plain logo of it's not a square. I don't even know what that shape is. Ooh, we'll change the font from deep brown to black. That'll get them in here. No, no,
No.
no. There's corporate breakdown. Also the thing, if they use an advertising agency, this is what advertising agencies do. They're not here to save a business. They're here to get their money.
And they got their money.
Well, can we,
Whoever that was got their money.
because when the creative director will get, they have the meeting and they say, pitch me your ideas, and they pitch the ideas, and they say, well, they know Cracker Barrel's not going to go for that. They're not going to go for this. They already know the type of corporate leadership and their idea and their goals, because they have meetings about that.
So I'm thinking, when it came from creative to the people, somebody in that meeting before it got to the CEO should have said, oh no. You understand? Creative should have, somebody down on the lower ranks should have caught that.
And see, that's not how advertising works. They're not there to save if you want X and you're paying $700 million, we're going to give you X. They don't say, oh no, this is a better fit. They may or may not, depending on the agency. But it's all set up to, this is what the client wants. I've heard it so many times. This is what the client wants, but we should do X, Y, Z. But this is what the client wants, and this is what they're paying for, and this is what we give it to them. I'm not saying that's right. That's how it is. Gary talks about that a lot, and they don't like him for that. I mean, they be in the advertising industry. They don't like him for that. He said that several times, and he says, I don't care, but I'm going to talk about it because they have a system set up. This is what the client wants. Oh, but we should do this. And I think the only one that has done that, like broken out, is Jaguar. Like Jaguar came out with that very avant-garde thing, and I'm like, that came from the agency. And they went with, now I gotta check and see, did it work? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know, but okay.
I mean, as far as sales, like I didn't check the sales on the new car, because that was the whole plan of it, was to sell the car to a new customer group. So I gotta check on that. But I'm just saying what I know from behind the scenes in the advertising world. They're not going to, you should eat your vegetables, but can you get the kid to eat the vegetables? Well, I want the kid to eat the vegetables, so I might mix them up. I might blend them up and put them in the spaghetti and say, here's some spaghetti. Or I might mix it up. This is candy, but it's really asparagus. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Advertising agency is not going to do that, because you're cutting off your flow of revenue, because they need revenue. They cannot pay their people if the company doesn't pay their bill. So yes, we're going to pay the bill. Yes, we're going to say, here's this ugly logo, and we had the junior whoever make it in Photoshop, and it took 10 seconds. Here's your $700 million rebrand. What happens is the CEO says, no, what the hell is that? You're trying to put one over me. But she was like, oh, good, let's go with it. And she signed off on it. She signed off on it, is my point. She signed off on it. That tells me that her reasoning skills, she doesn't know what she's doing. I can tell you, because they just spent $700 million, and they had to go back to the original logo. So they put $700 million in the garbage can. They didn't go back to the advertising agency. Well, didn't work out. We need that 700 million. That's not how it works. You paid the bill. We keep the money. You don't like it? Well, you should have said something.
Mm.
When it's like when you go to the hairstylist and don't they ask you? They show
How does this look?
They show you the mirror. You're supposed to say, I don't like it. Fix it. Most people, because of whatever issue, they go, okay, and they walk out and they're not happy with it. But you just spent all your money. Why would you do that? So that's a part of it also. And these are just my observations, just from being in advertising and knowing they still operate like that. Some of the things and I've seen and heard, I was like, oh my God. They don't
Really?
care. They don't care. They don't care. 3 call Monty. They don't care. That's what it's really. They don't care. Oh, we got somebody on the hook. Well, we'll do this and we'll pad that and we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll present it and they'll go here and they'll smile at the meeting. I've been in a meeting. They'll smile and here's the thing and that. And the client either goes yes or no. She went yes. And everybody in the room was like, ooh, we got one. $700 million. We got it. We put them on the hook and we reeled it in. They're not going to save the corporation. They're not there to save. They're there to satisfy is another way to say it. So they may present, this as this is what you should do. And clients doesn't like it. Then they go, okay, we have option B. Option B was that ugly logo. And they went for it. So that's what I'm saying. That it's this the buck stops with the CEO. Point blank period. So that's why the founder got mad. I gotta go back and read that article. He got mad. Of course he's mad. They just $700 million went out of the account. And they can't get you don't get refunds on advertising campaigns. You don't get refunds. So Bud Light didn't get a refund. I'm trying to think of somebody else. They didn't get a refund. Cracker Barrel didn't get a refund. They got egg on their face, and now everybody. It's been 2 weeks. They're still talking about it. And like I said, I wasn't going to talk about it, but I was like, okay, maybe we need to talk about it because everybody's talking about it. And I think Mark Schaefer's article, he said, what do we need to do so that our own marketing efforts aren't cracker barreled? I like that. Talk to your customers, make sure they're satisfied. Test a little something. If you're thinking of ripping the Band-Aid off and doing a avant-garde rebrand like Jaguar, test the waters with them. Test the waters with them, see what the response is from them. And then you go, okay, we want Gen Z, we want millennials, but talk to them first. Because like Fran said, they don't want greasy. They don't want that greasy. What do they serve at Cracker Barrel? Greasy old.
Oh, it's old country. It's country style food.
Country fried steak.
It's comfort food. It's the chicken and dumplings and all of the cornbread and fried chicken and stuff. Okay.
Now, Gen Z, they eat mac and cheese. They eat chicken, but they eat it their way. Like Fran said, maybe it's air fried. Maybe it's vegan mac and cheese. Maybe it's it's what they call woke. I don't like using that because they go, oh, it's woke, like it's a bad thing. But like Fran's trying to say, they are health conscious. They want to eat healthy foods. They don't want greasy fried foods. But they will eat fried chicken, but if you air fry it or use something, you know what I'm saying? It's vegan tofu chicken or that kind of thing. And Cracker Barrel couldn't do that because then you saw the video with all of the old people saying what they like about it. They go in there, they know what the menu is, they know the person, they know the waitress, they know the person in there, they know the greeter. Everything looks familiar, everything's comforting. Like Fran says, it's from their childhood. They feel safe. And you went and changed the logo, which as Cracker Barrel, you're thinking, well, it's not a big deal. It's just a logo. But no, see, you've got to know your core customer. They don't like change. Older folks don't like change. And you changed something on them. You took away the familiarity of it, where they visually saw, when they thought of Cracker Barrel, they probably saw it in their mind. Herschel, I guess his name, Uncle Herschel, on the barrel. That's what they visualized, and you took it away. And of course, here comes that dude talking about woke, this and that. And so you're tying into the change in the world that makes them uncomfortable. You're pulling the rug out from under them. And this was the one place that shouldn't have done it, because I'm familiar. This is home to me. This is my parents to me. This is my comfort area. And you changed it because you wanted Gen Z up in here. And they don't want Gen Z in there. Your customer, they don't want Gen Z in there like that.
Mark said artery clogging, heart killing goodness covered in gravy.
Yes. So that's not Gen Z.
Where waiting for your table, you can rock in a chair out front and remember the good old days of the Confederates.
Listen, if this is a spot where they can do that, I always say let them go over there and be comfortable in their little spot. Don't come over here. Same thing with the Bud Light crew. Hey, these guys are in their little spot drinking and saying, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with them. Let them be over there in their own little comfortable world. I would prefer that they move to Mars, but we can't do that. So let them stay over. It's a hornet's ant's nest. They're over there building their little stuff. Don't stir them up. And here they come marching out trying to bite me. Don't do that. Don't stir up the hornet's nest. Let them. We over here doing things. We over here good. We over here being progressive and trying to, do things. You guys want to sit in your little rocking chair. Hey, have your little insular world over there. I don't want to bug you. But they did Cracker Barrel because they needed more money. Because that's what a business does. Whether it's Cracker Barrel, Nike, Bud Light, whoever, at the end of the day, the CEO must increase the sales and revenue. Or else the CEO is gone. So, what anything else we need to talk about, Cracker Barrel?
But just don't be a Cracker Barrel. Don't go.
Mark says don't be Cracker Barrel. Mark Schaefer, don't be Cracker Barrel in your business. But see, I know everybody that watches us here, I know you guys aren't doing that. I know you aren't doing that. I know you're thinking about your customer and you know everything about them, and you spend your time wanting to get to know them more because things change.
And you are okay. You're taking care of the sheep, the flock that you got right there, making sure they're good, instead of going like, I wonder who else I can get to come over here, and forget about these people right here. That's what they were doing. They were going over there to get some new people.
Yeah, they were the DJ at the party playing all the stuff that we like. Say it's a Gen X party, we playing all that music that we like. And then you're like, hey, let's get Gen Z up in here. Let's play some Billie Eilish. I'm like, what? Or whoever the person is today. I don't know. Play them and we'll get Gen Z to come over to the party. No, let them stay wherever they are. Listen to their music because we don't want that. We don't want that. We happy over here. We're good. So they got Cracker Barrels and people are talking about it. And another thing I think we were going to talk about on Media Scope was the American Eagle with the jeans and I think we're still going to talk about that. But that's another thing where brands coming in, corporations coming in and like, oh, we'll just do this, ha ha ha, but you got egg on your face. how you like it. They don't. They don't. So, but that's a little bit about being Cracker Barreled, and they made a mistake. I don't know if they learned well, they did. They went back to the original logo, and like the lady in the video said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But here we are again, is what I thought. I said, here we are again, and they'll be the next one. They'll be the next brand, and they'll do things, and we'll continue to talk. Why? Because people, I shouldn't say people, businesses do what they're insular. Businesses are insular. They don't go outreach. They don't go to the man on the street. If they were smart, they would. And it's because they're afraid of hearing what the customer really thinks about their business and the brand and the services they provide.
I
But
think I think we talked about this one time before, when a company is doing the same thing over and over and over again, over and over and over again, over and over and over again. You think it's boring, but your customers come to expect you doing this, 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 this.
Yes.
They want you to keep doing this, 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 because we know where to find you. We know what you offer. We know where I can expect. And then you go in there and you do something like, okay, we're not gonna sell hamburgers anymore. We're gonna sell
vegan vegan tofu burgers.
And you just flip the entire thing, and the customer now
chicken wings.
Like who is that is now serving chicken wings or strips, chicken strips, McDonald's. I'm like, why are you doing chicken strips?
Because they want Gen Z to come. It's all about we got these people coming in steady. Let's get Gen Z in here. And Gen Z's over there minding their business. Like you said, they're at the Sweet Greens, the places that have healthy green salads, or they have green,
right,
the thing that you don't want to serve, McDonald's or can't or whatever. So McDonald's, stick with the golden arches, stick with the burgers, stick with what you have, because you're going to keep your core customer. Now,
let's move this to the social media realm. Stop trying to drag your people from Facebook to Instagram or to TikTok or somewhere else. Come on. You're trying to drag them up. They don't want to be there.
And we talked about that on Mediascope. And I was saying about Facebook is that, right, we were talking, I said Gen Z doesn't go there for Facebook, but they go there because grandma and grandpa, or mom and dad say grandpa and grandpa, whoever the older person, left you a happy birthday over there, go and respond. Or they use Facebook for the marketplace. But when you go into Facebook for the marketplace, you have to, it's like when you go in the grocery store to get to the milk and the bread, which is what you really came for, which is way in the back, you got to pass through all the specials and all the unhealthy stuff and all the things that you want, right? Yeah. So that's what happens with Facebook Marketplace. You open it up, you got to go, before you tap, you got to go past all the stuff that Facebook is doing. Hey. And that's how they grab you.
And we're just trying to, TJ is just telling you, don't be that company.
Yeah,
don't try to celebrate your clients where they are, and don't try and bring them over to a new realm. And Cracker Barrel was trying to make these people come over. They were trying to bring in some new people into the fold that didn't want to be there. And the people that they were trying to get to come in, they still didn't come in there. I don't even think they didn't do an ad campaign to the
Gen Z doesn't even know that Cracker Barrel wants to date them. Mark said in his article, he said the new logo was part of an effort to reach younger customers with a sleeker, more contemporary look, but this conflicted with the company's old-fashioned down-home image. So Cracker Barrel has a crush on Gen Z. Gen Z is like, who? I don't even know what a Cracker Barrel is. And you want me to what? No. So here we go. $700 million lighter in your pocket, in your company pocketbook. And Gen Z is like, what's a Cracker Barrel? What? It's the popular girl going, who the nerd wants to date me? I didn't even know you existed. And I still don't. Bye. And they walk off. That's what it is. That's what it is. So
Anywho,
I laugh because, like I said, I was just gonna leave this on. I said, another marketing misstep. That's what I think we were calling. This is another marketing misstep, and well, there you have it. So,
well, so here's the thing: if you need some help to avoid these missteps, TJ is happy to help you do that. You can reach out to terryjohnsononline.com/info to talk to her, get some wisdom, get some insight, and come back here on Tuesdays because she'll always be bringing us some things to keep us aware of what's happening, and so that we can avoid pitfalls and traps and things like this. And today's lesson is dance with the one who brought you.
Yes.
Just take care of your people.
Yes.
Do good to them, and don't be snatching the rug out from under them.
And that reminds me that there's some other there was a couple other like hair care products that did this, and so we talked about a lot of brands that have done this. I think on Mediascope we brought up the Essence Festival that was July 4th. A lot of things happened there. So a lot of brands, it's not just companies, it's brands that are doing this. So, and there'll be many more, and we will pick up the lesson
and bring it back to you so that we can help you build a profitable business that's fun to run. So also check out Mediascope with Dr. Tachi. You can find that on YouTube and Instagram and other places. Make sure to reach out to Mark Ward. Ask Mark Ward, especially he's a life strategist to help you fix some things in your life. And then become a part of the Bizchicks community. You can go to bizchicks.net, or you can text biz to 33777. We're always here, happy to help you take the house out of your house.
And don't worry about the texting. You will not be bombarded. Because sometimes when I join the text group or the text thing, you get bombarded. Your phone is just going bing, bing, bing. With the Bizchicks, you're not going to get that. You're going to get the information when you need it.
Yep. And it's usually just announcements about something that's coming up, but we are not pinging and ringing you all through the day. That is not what we do. But you will get, that's why you come here, to get information to help you take the hassle out of your hustle.
Yeah.
And if Carolina was here, she would tell you it's okay to make money in your business.
Yes.
So don't forget to go to the front of your own line. And we will see you we'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
For Tech Life Weekly. Talk to you soon.
Bye,
and
everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.